Hey, everyone, welcome back. We are going to start the town board voting meeting, so I need a motion to open the voting meeting.
I'd like
So
to make
moved.
a motion to open the voting meeting.
Second?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the first agenda is accept town board minutes, December 6, 2017, and January 3rd, 2018. Need a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Okay. The next one is a resolution accepting proposal of audiovisual equipment. Councilman Schneider?
This is for audiovisual equipment in Carmel Town Hall. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of New York Audio Video Design of Poughkeepsie, New York, for the installation of televisions, audiovisual, and electronic equipment in the Town of Carmel Town Hall, meeting rooms, and Town Supervisor's office at a cost not to exceed $9,167.89, and in accordance with the proposal dated January 17, 2018, and be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, the work items detailed in the reference proposal may commence, and be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Know what I do. Annie, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Do I have to say it passed or no?
You don't
No, you do, right, okay. So the second resolution, Councilman Lubinacci, this is accepting a proposal.
This is accepting a proposal by Jackson Lewis LLP for Labor Council Services. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of Jackson Lewis LLP, White Plains, New York, for the 2018 Labor Council Services. Said proposal dated January 8th, 2018, and in form as attached hereto and made part hereof. And be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to sign and accept said proposal on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, resolution number 3, Councilman Borelli.
It's ironic that I'm reading this one. I'd like to make a statement after I read it, though, regarding number 3 and number 4. Resolution authorizing entry into contract for water main repair, Carmel Water District 2. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has been informed of numerous complaints regarding the quality, quantity, color, and content of the potable water from the residents and inhabitants within Carmel Water District 2. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has directed that estimated cost for replacement of approximately 12,600 linear feet of iron and/or ductile iron water main be provided on an expedited basis. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has reviewed the estimates provided as well as the report of its engineering consultant, J. Robert Fischetti Associates, LLC, as well as the reports of its town engineer, Richard Franzetti, P.E., regarding the existing circumstances relative to the quality, quantity, color, and content of the potable water within the areas of Glenida Ridge, Glenview Road, and Route 301 regions of Carmel Water District 2. Now therefore be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Carmel Water District 2, hereby determines that a public emergency exists in the Glenida Ridge, Glenview Road, and 301 regions of Carmel Water District Number 2, which affects property, health, or safety of the inhabitants of the aforesaid regions of Carmel Water District 2, specifically with respect to the quality, quantity, color, and content of the potable water. And be it further resolved that the continued existence of said conditions would be reverse impacts and the effects to the inhabitants of Carmel Water District 2. And be it further resolved that the town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Carmel Water District 2, hereby award the contract for replacement of approximately 12,600 lineal feet of iron and/or ductile iron water mains, valves, hydrants, etc., within Glenida Ridge, Glenview Road, Route 301 regions of Carmel Water District 2 to Legacy Valve LLC Valhalla at a cost not to exceed $1,787,700. Be it further resolved that the town Deputy Supervisor Suzanne McDonough is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal and authorize the actions contained herein. And be it further resolved, upon receipt of insurance certificates in form acceptable to the town of council, the work activities authorized in this resolution shall be permitted to commence. I reluctantly offer this resolution as read.
I second it for discussion, since Mr. Borelli said he wanted to discuss it or have points to it.
One last time, I would just ask, this problem was brought to this board, was brought to our town engineer's attention on August 16th, 2017. In front of the board on September 6th. That's 6 months ago. 6 months ago, it wasn't deemed an emergency. It's deemed an emergency now. At the January 24th meeting, I presented alternatives to the emergency water main replacement proposal. I also pointed out that the engineer who was designing and obtaining the bids should not be involved in choosing who was awarded the contract and inspecting the work. That the rules and regulations governing this process is being overlooked or ignored. Unfortunately, it appears that these comments have fallen on deaf ears. I want to make it clear that if these resolutions are voted on and passed, I believe the affirmative votes made have stepped outside their powers as a board member. I can only hope that the individuals on this board will vote in line with rules and regulations that govern us. I truly believe a lot of money can be saved if this is packaged as a bigger proposal and sent out to bid. There is no doubt in my mind about that. I also firmly believe that this is going to be challenged by members in the Carmel community with Article 78. And I have to be honest with you. I'm sending a letter to the State Controller and to the Attorney General. I'm asking Kenny to sign it, to look into it, because I think this should be tabled. One last time I'm going to ask, I think it should be looked at on a bigger picture. We have letters from local people that couldn't be here that asked to be read this evening, and if you're going to ask me for my vote, it's going to be no, in the form it's written. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I have just a comment on, to the point of the interpretation of the guidelines. We had our attorney, Joe Charbonneau, review it, and he wrote a conclusion that we are not in violation of the points. I just want that to be on record, that we did not just not ask for that interpretation. The other thing is that when the water came up, at the time, the board was different, but the 5 board members all said it was an emergency and proceeded and gave instructions to the engineering department to act as if it was an emergency, and it was even said on TV by board members that it was an emergency and we needed to fix this. The only other aspect of it, of the emergency, I've been doing some research. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm not a scientist, but high levels of irons for people that are pregnant or getting pregnant are bad. I don't know the levels, so I'm going to put that on record that I don't know the levels, but when you read the EPA reports, that, you know, that is a concern. Also concern of psychological aspects of the residents that own these houses and have been dealing with brown water for so long that day in, day out, they have to deal with it. And we all said, again, going back to, on instructing the engineering department to treat this as an emergency, to resolve this and get this done. So I want to put that on record. There's been a couple articles also now. I'm not dealing that this is as similar as Flint, Michigan, so please do not put words in my mouth when I say this, but if you read New York Times article, they do talk about the animosity, the stress, and the anxiety of psychological health, of day in and day out having, unpalatable water. And it may meet the guidelines, but as everyone said, and as the gentleman said, put the brown water up there, you drink it. I'll go as far as saying that, if it is challenged by an Article 78, they have all the right to do that. If they do it, that's fine, and then let a judge decide if we've violated anything, or if it's not an emergency, or if he or she would drink, day in, day out brown water. So I'm going to state that. I will also state, though, this is Phase 1. Phase 2, we cannot forget about the residents of Carmel, Water District 2, because there's other phases, and I am all for looking, as Mr. Borelli said, to bundle the other phases for an economy of scale, because those other areas right now are not as severe as this run right here with the coupon sample that we had and the brown water sample that we sent in. Other areas are getting spotty brown water cleared out, get clear, get spotty, can go a duration. So we definitely have to look at the rest of the system. We definitely cannot forget about the rest of Water District 2, and we should look at it on a bigger scale and an economy of scale. But for this one section of run, where these people are dealing with that water, and we've tried to flush it out and it's not working, we need to act, and we need to act quickly for them. So I will just put that on record, again, as everyone made fun of me last time, as one of 5.
Okay.
So.
Anyone else?
Yes, after the last meeting that we had discussing this, I definitely wanted to do more research to see if there was anything that we were doing that wasn't in line with rules and regulations that govern how we're able to take on projects like this, do procurements. I had reached out to the legal department at the state that does audits on emergency declarations, and they had asked me first, what does your procurement policy say? And I confirmed with legal counsel that our procurement policy does have the guidelines in there for emergency declaration. Different from what Councilman Lupinacci was stating in regards to the health and the psychological concerns, I'll go to what the property side of an emergency declaration goes to. And from EPA here specifically, there's a 9-page article about secondary drinking water standards, guidance for nuisance chemicals, not health related. And they have 3 different effects: aesthetics, what are they? Aesthetics, cosmetics, and technical. I'm going to go right to technical effects. This is it verbatim for, and I'll give this to you to keep on record. Corrosivity and staining relating to corrosion not only affects the aesthetic quality of water, but may also have significant economic implications. Other effects of corrosive water, such as the corrosion of iron and copper, may stain household fixtures, impair, and impart objectionable metallic taste, red or blue, green to the water supply. Corrosion of distribution system pipes can reduce the flow as well. This is really just very specific in regards to the economic implications. In addition to that, just speaking with realtors, we have a letter from a realtor that came into us as well. It specifically addressed the economic impact that anybody who has this condition faces, not only on the resale probability of their house, but also on the actual value of the house itself. Looking at that, looking at what we have for the situation, I also agree we need to look at the entire water distribution system. We know that we have numerous areas that have this iron or ductile iron pipe that's for the distribution. They need to be looked at, and I believe we shouldn't just look at complaints. I think we're talking about 2 miles. That is 5% of this water distribution system in Carmel Water District 2. We need a full survey, similar to what we talked about with an inventory of what our infrastructure is. We need to know where this iron ductile pipe is. I have another article from Reuters that was written in regards to the problems that the United States are going to be facing with drinking water, specifically on the delivery through the water mains. This ductile pipe, this iron pipe, is a known hazard in regards to delivery of water through municipal water. It's something that we have issues with in every major city since we started to put water in these pipes 100+ years ago. They have a life expectancy. We have the coupons. Part of this emergency declaration, since we'll have the equipment mobilized, is going to be getting coupons from these other areas that have already been identified in Water District 2 with this type of pipe. But I believe we have to go further than that, and I agree with Councilman Borelli. This needs to be a full-on project to address the entire system, not just what's been identified by residents calling in, but that survey of the full 52 miles is going to give us every area that we will need to do Phase 2 on. That's going to give us the economy of scale on Phase 2 to replace any other place we have this ductile iron pipe. We also need to do a study in regards to the water treatment plant, and these are two separate items that should be separated out because you won't have the same engineering firm doing the same thing. You won't have the same contractors doing them both. This is really step one, and it's 5% of the distribution system. We already know we have multiple other complaints in different areas of this water district, so part of this is going to be utilizing the equipment that's already out there with the manpower that's out there to go and start getting the information we need for Phase 2. And in addition to that, I'm going to make a motion that we put on our next work session getting a full survey done of the distribution system of Water District 2. Since we're already going to be getting the coupons, we know we're going to be addressing those items in the next step. And we also have to start looking at what we're going to do for a water plant study. Because it's great to improve the entire distribution of it, but if the source is a system that may be antiquated in its delivery, and we know that we're going to have to start doing improvements and repairs to it, we should really look at what's the best solution for the long term. Similar to what I said with looking at a master plan. We have to be thinking very proactively, very much in the future. In regards to the concerns of us overstepping our bounds, from the communications I've had with the auditing department, communications I've had with our own legal counsel, the information from the EPA specifically talking about significant economic impact, I'm not concerned in the least bit about it. And if there's anyone as a authority that would be overseeing it, put a glass of the water in front of them and ask them to drink it, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to say, okay, I see your point. And we just need to move forward. I agree that we should be looking at alternatives, and the alternatives that I think we need to look at are going to be on this second step. Are there newer technologies that aren't something that's so immediate like this need right now as we're going through all these other processes? We should be doing our due diligence. If we're using sugared beets for preventing ice buildup on our roads, there may be some newer technology out there that we just don't know about yet. And this is going to be a good opportunity for us to get a lot more information. I appreciate one of the residents who wrote us a letter. They are in the water field. They invited myself down to the Marriott Marquis. Last week I was down there. I got to meet a few of the players who were in this arena, got a ton of information. I think that we're doing the right thing here. I wholeheartedly support an emergency declaration on it moving forward, getting this done, but under the premise that we're going to do the entire study working towards that economy of scale for Phase 2 and getting this pipe corrected. This is our problem right here. We've identified the problem. It's this pipe that's transporting the water. Until we change that pipe, nothing's going to change for the residents. So right now we're addressing 120 residents, and Phase 2 is addressing everyone else who's in that water district.
Thank you.
If discussions are over, or?
Yeah, I
I'll
just
make-
I wanna
wanted
add
to
something. I
say,
forgot
I
to
just
say
wanted to
something.
say
Sure.
one thing. I agree 100% with all of the council members up here that we do need to move forward with the full project, because we've discussed it, not last week because we weren't here, but at the prior meeting, that we were going to do it in phases, and I certainly agree with that 100%. I just want to make sure that everybody understood that the engineering consultant, Robert Fulchetti, was asked to give us estimates. He is not awarding the project, the town board is. Okay, he was asked by the town board to give us estimates and provide estimates, which he did. But again, I am definitely for the full project and going on to the next phase of it, and that's all I need to say about this. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just forgot before.
Yeah.
for the third time, but when I said no all along, I proposed an alternative to bring clean water to the affected homes quicker than they're going to get it now. Okay? That's very important. It's not against the people with the bad water. I proposed a way of getting it to them quicker, 3 to 4 to 5 months quicker than they're going to get it now. And the taxpayers have to understand. You could say whoever awarded what to who. There were only 2 people picked to bid, from the knowledge of the consulting engineers and the board before my time. Here's the bottom line. You're awarding $1,800,000, plus or minus, for 5% of your distribution. When you piecemeal something out like that, the only people that make money are the lawyers, the engineers, and the contractors. The taxpayers get screwed. Excuse me. That's how I feel about it. That's all I have to say about this project.
Any other comments?
And if the comments are done, I'll make a motion to grant.
We got a motion and a second for discussion.
Now I'm changing that motion to discuss to a motion to vote, motion to grant.
Okay, so roll
Just a
call.
straight second.
Oh, do we need?
Oh, you need a second on that.
Oh, we need a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Roll
Oh,
call,
we don't
roll
need
call,
that, roll call.
Yeah, roll call.
This is the roll call vote for the resolution now?
Resolution 3, yes.
All right, and that was once again offered by Councilman Lupinacci, seconded by Councilman Schneider.
Correct.
Correct.
And roll call vote, Councilman Borelli?
No, and the supervisor said to stay for the record, he would have voted no too.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Resolution number 4, Councilman Schneider, if you'd please read that.
Sure. This is a resolution accepting proposal for engineering services of Carmel Water District Number 2 Water Main Replacement Project. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Carmel Water District Number 2, hereby accepts the proposal of J. Robert Fulchetti Associates, LLC of Brewster, New York, for the services required in connection with the construction engineering services of Carmel Water District Number 2 Water Main Replacement Project in form as attached hereto and made a part thereof, and be it further resolved that Town Deputy Supervisor Suzanne McDonough is hereby authorized to sign any and all necessary documentation to accept the proposal and authorize the actions contained herein, and be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Roll call vote.
Roll
Oh,
call.
roll call vote, shoot, I'll get it, guys.
Councilman
Roll call
Borelli?
vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Wish there was a stronger word, but no. And again, for the supervisor, he said if he was here, he would have publicly said no also.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. You okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
You still need to
Council,
answer.
You need to answer.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that concern.
So I want to make sure you were right. All right, resolution number 5, Councilman Lupinacci.
Resolution accepting proposal, rotating biological contactor repair, Carmel Sewer District Number 4 wastewater treatment plant. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Carmel Sewer District Number 4, and upon the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., hereby accepts the proposal of Darlington Equipment Company, Negley, Ohio, for repair of the rotating biological contactor unit bearing at the Carmel Sewer District Number 4 wastewater treatment plant at a base cost of $11,995 and an overall cost not to exceed $21,995 in accordance with the proposal dated December 17, 2017. And be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, the work items detailed in the referred proposal may commence, and be it further resolved that the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded?
Roll
Roll
call.
call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Resolution number 6, Councilman Borelli.
Resolution authorizing scheduling of public hearing. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, on Wednesday, February 28th at 7 p.m., or as soon thereafter that evening as possible, on the proposed local law amending Chapter 89 of the Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Freshwater Wetlands. And be it further resolved that the town clerk, Ann Spofford, is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town and on the town bulletin board regarding this public hearing. I offer this resolution as read.
I'd like to make a motion to table until we receive for two,
I didn't get a motion in a second. Before you made your motion, did you second it?
I was about to, but...
Okay, so go, okay, I apologize. Go ahead.
the reason why is because we had received communication from our,
ECB?
the ECB.
ECB.
They asked for time to review it.
Co-chairman.
Correct. I spoke with the chairperson as well, and they would like time to review it. If we could wait 2 weeks and then work on that, I would appreciate it. I think it would be a nice professional courtesy to our advisory board.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, but they didn't review it yet? Hasn't it been out there for a while?
Well, they
No
only
problem.
read about it
I'll second
a
that
week and a half
motion to
ago,
table.
similar to what we did for our employee handbook.
Boy, okay, perfect. No problem.
Thank you.
So Councilman Lupinacci seconded.
Second the
Now
motion
can I
to
say
table.
to table? Now do I
You could
say
do an
all in favor?
on that one.
Yeah, you don't, you can do other than a roll call, you can just do an all in
Okay,
favor
all
on
in
the- on the
favor.
table. motion.
Aye.
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 So resolution number 6 is tabled. Okay, Councilman, who's up now? Schneider.
Resolution number 7?
Yep.
This is a resolution authorizing scheduling of a public hearing. I thought I was reading
No,
it
you
again.
just did that, I'm sorry.
No, this is it. Number 7 is correct.
Yeah, number 7.
another public hearing.
Towing, yeah.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the schedule of a public hearing at Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, February 28, 2018, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter that evening as possible on a proposed local law enacting Chapter 140 of the Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Towing and Storage, and be it further resolved that Town Clerk Ann Spofford is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town and on the town bulletin board regarding this public hearing.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 8, Councilman Lupinacci.
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town of Carmel Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt, Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell, and Senior Account Clerk 2, Michelle Tonafrancia, to attend the 2018 New York State GFOA Annual Conference in Albany, New York, March 22nd to the 23rd, 2018, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel authorizes payment of reasonable and necessary expenses incurred in connection therewith upon audit. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded?
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 9, Councilman Borelli.
Resolution authorizing advertising for bids. Resolved that pursuant to a request of Michael Simone, Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent, Town Clerk Ann Spofford is hereby authorized to advertise for the bids for the purchase of the following items, fiscal year 2018: crushed gravel, granular base, item 4, run and bank gravel, blacktop concrete, road oils, cutbacks, catch basins, sumps with tops, tree felling and trimmings, steel culvert drain pipe, aluminum culvert drain pipe, polyethylene drain pipe, waste wood processing, street sweeping. Be it further resolved that that the highway superintendent is to furnish detailed specifications for the above to the town clerk and Spofford to be used in conjunction with the town's general bid conditions and specifications. I offer this resolution as read.
I second.
Roll call vote?
Thanks.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 10, Councilman Schneider.
This is a resolution accepting proposal and authorizing entry into radio equipment rental agreement. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent Michael Simoni, hereby accepts the proposal of Goosetown Communication of Congers, New York, and authorizes entry into a rental agreement for radio equipment for Town of Carmel Highway Department vehicles and facilities for a term not to exceed 5 years at a monthly cost of $2,120, as contained in the rental agreement attached hereto and made a part hereof. And be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 11, Councilman Lupinacci.
This is a resolution authorizing purchase of equipment, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent Michael Simoni, hereby authorizes the purchase of a transfer case for Town of Carmel Highway Department vehicle from Camrata Truck Parts, Enfield, Connecticut, at a cost not to exceed $12,500 in accordance with the proposal dated January 10, 2018, and be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second? Second, yeah. Okay, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay. Resolution number 12, Councilman Borelli.
Resolution making appointment to the Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby reappoints the following individuals to the Town of Carmel Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee for terms commencing retroactive to January 1, 2018, and expiring December 31st, 2020. Austin Buddy Decker II, Michael Berg, and Neil Sullivan. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes, with pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes, with pleasure. Okay. Resolution number 13, Councilman Schneider. You want with pleasure now?
Yeah, I mean, you guys always do this to me. All right, Resolution 13 is a resolution accepting proposal for Town of Carmel Department of Recreation and Parks. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Director of Recreation and Parks, James R. Gilchrist, hereby accepts the proposal of Best in Backyards of Elmsford, New York, for the purchase and installation of a pre-built outbuilding for Sycamore Park at a cost not to exceed $8,273, in accordance with the proposal dated January 12, 2018, and the memorandum of James R. Gilchrist dated January 22, 2018. And be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, the work items detailed in the reference proposal may commence, and be it further resolved that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. I'm actually, if you guys don't mind, going to start reading some, because poor Jonathan is choking over here, so
We're
maybe I can help him.
two-thirds of the way through,
Yeah, I
that's all
know. Thanks. This is a resolution creating job classification, senior office assistant, Town of Carmel Police Department, making probationary appointment. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby creates the job classification title of senior office assistant in the Town of Carmel Police Department and hereby appoints Mary Rose McNamara to said position, effective immediately at a CSEA Group 2 Step 1 salary level on a probationary basis and subject to the provisions of civil service law and the civil services rules and regulations. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Roll call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Resolution 15, Councilman Lupinacci.
Authorizing entry into agreement with the County of Putnam regarding video surveillance system upgrade. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorize entry into agreement with the County of Putnam and Putnam County District Attorney Robert Tandy for the upgrade of the Town of Carmel current video surveillance system and the funding of such upgrades. Said agreement to be in form as attached hereto and made a part hereof, and be it further resolved that Chief of Police Michael Kazari is hereby authorized to sign said agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Roll call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay. Resolution number 16, Councilman Borelli.
Resolution accepting proposal for installation of plate-specific cameras, Town of Carmel Police Department. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Chief of Police Michael Kazari, hereby accepts the proposal of Commercial Instruments and Alarm Systems, Inc. of Fishkill, New York, and authorizes entry into an agreement, the purchase and installation of 4 plate smart cameras, data servers, support, as well as related equipment. Said agreement in form is filed in the Office of the Chief of Police and Town Supervisor at a cost not to exceed $40,542. And be it further resolved that Chief of Police Michael Kazari is hereby authorized to sign said agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. Be it further resolved that Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Just so everybody knows, of that $40,542, $20,000 of it is coming from District Attorney Tandy, and the rest will come out of the police budget. So Resolution 17, Councilman Schneider.
This is a resolution acknowledging appointment of clerk to Town Justice, Town of Carmel Justice Court. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby acknowledges the appointment by Town Justice Joseph J. Spofford, Jr. of Lisa Laquadara as clerk to Town Justice in the Town of Carmel Justice Court. Such appointment to be at an annual salary of $64,000 retroactive to January 1st, 2018. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay. Resolution number 18. This is a resolution acknowledging appointment of clerk to Town Justice, Town of Carmel Justice Court. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby acknowledges the appointment by Town Justice Thomas Jacobellis of Marie Paprocki, thank you, as clerk to Town Justice in the Town of Carmel Justice Court. Such appointment to be made in an annual salary of $62,000 retroactive to January 1st, 2018. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lubinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes, and congratulations. Resolution number 19, Councilman Lupinacci.
This is a resolution rejecting bids and authorizing re-advertising for bids for landscaping and grass cutting services. Resolved that pursuant upon the request of Director of Recreation and Parks, James Gilchrist, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby rejects all bids previously received for landscaping and grass cutting services for the Town of Carmel Park facilities and the Town and Carmel Town Hall for 2018, and hereby authorizes Town Clerk Ann Spofford to re-advertise for bids for grass cutting services. for the grass cutting services. Be it further resolved that that Department of Recreation and Parks, James Gilchrist, is to furnish detailed specifications for the above to the town clerk to be used in conjunction with the town's general bid conditions and specifications. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Resolution number 20, Councilman Borelli.
Resolution making appointment to the Town of Carmel Planning Board. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby appoints Anthony Giannico to the Town of Carmel Planning Board for a term commencing January 1, 2018, and expiring December 31st, 2024. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Okay, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 21, Councilman Schneider.
It's a resolution authorizing attendance at a seminar that already took place. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town Engineer Richard Franzetti, P.E., to attend the NIWEA conference offered by the New York Water Environment Association that was held on February 6, 2018 at the Marriott Marquis in New York City, New York, and be it further resolved that Town Board of the Town of Carmel authorizes payment of reasonable and necessary expenses incurred in connection therewith upon audit. I offer the resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. The last resolution is a resolution authorizing attendance at seminar. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town Fire Inspector Joseph Wolchowski to attend the Building and Code Certification Classes 9E16-0817 that was held on January 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, 2018 at the Latham Fire Department, Latham, New York, and Building and Code Certification Classes 9F16-0815 to be held on February 27, 28, and March 1st, 2018 at the Latham Fire Department, Latham, New York, and be further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel authorizes payment of reasonable and necessary expenses incurred in connection therewith upon audit. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Okay, so that ends our voting meeting. So now we are going to have public comment, 3 minutes on the agenda items for the voting meeting. So we'll go by rows again. First row? No. Second row? No. Third row? Oh.
Jean Hopper, Mayapack, how are you?
Good, Jean, thanks.
I just had to educate myself. Number 10, radio equipment rental agreement. That's for the highway department, that's, I'm assuming trucks and whatever else?
Yeah, our highway, Mike, can you, on number
walking
10,
out.
Jean just has some questions. I have the backup here if you want it.
So, we rent
Oh, you know
the
it.
radio equipment that you? We lease, rent, it says rental agreement, that's why. And it's $2,000 per month? Yes. And how long have we been doing that?
Five,
Prices down substantially, but they're doing it ever since I've been in office 20 years.
Wow, so that's a lot of money. How much does it cost to purchase a system like that?
Tens upon tens of thousands. I know because I know from my experience with the fire industry, and I was treasurer for a fire district in Westchester, and it is very large amounts of cost. The bigger issue that you really have is in regards to when you need repair and replacement of the
Upgrades.
equipment. And this lease will offer us the repair and replacement as well as upgrades as newer technology comes out. So it's really keeping up with what the communication technology is. And ever since 9/11, there have been huge changes
Right.
in telecommunications. So this is basically a way that we have a fixed payment, and we know that we're going to have the best equipment for our highway department out there when they need it.
Okay, so I mean, again, just asking, how much is it to purchase a system like that for how many vehicles? I'm just want to do cost comparison. How much would it be to purchase?
I can tell you, I know from when we were looking at doing a joint purchase on truncated system 9 years ago, which would have included Somers, North Salem, Lewisboro, Pound Ridge, we were looking at 6 figures. That was just for a truncated system, not to outfit every vehicle. That was just to get up to the newer technology.
Right.
And,
I work for a
that changes.
transportation department in Brewster, and I know for the school district, and all the buses have, I'm assuming it's a similar situation, a system that you would need, right? Your radio dispatch, and you go back and forth to your office. Okay, I'm just curious. I'm going to try and get some prices on that, because if we've been doing that for a long, long time, you're talking $12,000 a year. In 10 years, you could have bought a system.
Almost $25,000 a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, even more, right?
Not even a tenth of what it cost to outfit, and then you got
And then you have to upgrade it. You
And
know, you
that
have to
repair
look at,
replacement was always the
when
issue
you
that
get
we
the
had seen.
cost, just,
5 years, you're gonna be replacing.
Every 5 years, is what they're telling
Every 5
you?
years, he gets brand-new equipment.
gets
and if
brand-new
something fails, he
equipment.
gets brand-new
Right.
equipment.
Okay.
How many trucks?
That was my question. I'm just going to look into that. Thank you very much.
41.
Thank you.
Yeah, 41B, 53 units, yep.
60 trucks.
Good. Yes,
60 trucks.
thank you, Mike.
All the machines, the pickups.
My first proposal is that you get some cushions for these
Oh, yeah,
chairs.
I know.
Here. Second it.
Yes, yeah, just your name for the
Sorry,
audience.
Frank Chianca, live in the Hamlet of Carmel. I guess I'm here representing the Hamlet of Carmel Civic Association tonight, as well as the fact that I'm a resident. With all that has been said and discussed, and the public hearing on Carmel Water District Number 2, I would urge you going forward with Phase 2, that you hold more than one public hearing a week before you're going to vote on something. And I would really urge you to hold some hearings up at the firehouse in the hamlet where the people who are affected by this, might be more likely to come out. The Hamlet of Carmel Civic Association would love to host a meeting, whether it be a formal meeting or an informal meeting, just to provide information to the residents up there at the hamlet. I'm at your disposal anytime you want to do that. I know you have certain rules. The board can't meet
Only
all
two-
together
two board
at one
members.
time, or it's considered
Yeah,
an official meeting. But even if a representative from the board, maybe a representative from the engineer that's
engineering, yeah,
gonna
we
be
can
pro-
certainly make that
know what
happen.
I'm saying?
Yep,
We'd be happy to host it, and as I said, going forward, I know you were under the gun here to make a decision for the people who are suffering right now, but what's done is done. Going forward, let's try and do it as quickly as possible, but of course, as expeditiously, and try and save as much money as we can by doing it. And you had mentioned, Jonathan, that it would be 2 separate proposals. One, if you considered a water plant, completely individual from the water distribution system.
From the experts that I had spoken to in regards to the field of water treatment and water distribution, they all concur. The person who's designing your water system and doing your study on the water system isn't the guy who's going to be doing your distribution system. They do need to communicate with each other, but it's always, from what I understand from the experts, it's always separated out that way.
Okay.
Because
I'm
it's
just
also different construction crews, very
saying,
specialized.
Can you have parallel tracks here?
Absolutely, it's a
Because
dual
we
track
don't want
thing.
to see the water
Yeah.
plant put back just to get one done, and
Absolutely,
And,
yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy to fix the bones
Yeah,
when you
dual
don't
track.
actually fix the heart of the whole thing.
yeah. And then Greg, can we have a
was actually
specific
gonna say that.
meeting up there, or or would it have to just be 2 board members?
Well, you could have a duly noticed meeting, you can just have a special meeting. You just have to notice it.
All right. So I'll call you
make it happen.
tomorrow, or email you, whatever you
Okay, I
prefer.
mean, just-
And we'll get some
I put it
dates
out there.
together, and we'll
You know,
see if we
it's
can
gonna
have
take-
that
I'm
then.
sure it's going to take some time.
We're going to get some information, but
Yep.
absolutely, I think one of the nice things is seeing new faces come out when we're at the Hamlet of Carmel. There's nothing that says we can't do 2 meetings one week. We just have to notice it officially. On another note, I want to thank you for what you do for distributing information to the residents of the Hamlet of Carmel. While we always say, oh, it's on our website, it's here, it's there, there's a lot of times where there's a disconnect, so we appreciate what you do there. And I think we'll definitely work on having another work session out there.
Up there,
To get feedback, to give information, talk about the studies, talk about what we'll be doing, so that the residents of the Hamlet will have a better opportunity to come out.
Okay, one last item. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's anybody still here from the recreation group, but I moved to Carmel in the late 60s, and I've been volunteering at various committees. In 1975, I attended meetings on how we could get a pool in the town of Carmel. I won't go any further, but
Didn't we have Kings Ridge around then? I remember going to Kings Ridge as a kid. But that was,
Thank
was that a
you.
town pool? No, that was
No.
private, right?
That was
Okay.
private, yeah. Is there anyone else that would like to come up? All right, so that being said, I can just close the meeting? Or, does anybody, any board member have anything to say? So I don't want to cut you guys out.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day, even though it's
Valentine's
almost
Day.
over. Thanks
And
for
I make
spending
a
your Valentine's with
motion-
us.
I make a motion to close tonight's town board voting meeting.
Second, or so
All in
moved?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and thank you, everybody, for putting up with me tonight. And Kenny, feel better.